داميلولا S أولاوي، عضو فريق الأمم المتحدة العامل المالي بالأعمال التجارية وحقوق الإنسان، فليتفضل مشكورا.
Excellency Ms. Miriam bint Abdullah Al-Attiyah, Chairperson, Qatar National Human Rights Committee, His Excellency Mr. Sultan bin Hassan Al-Jamali, Secretary General, the Arab Network of National Human Rights Institutions, Mr. Biplov Chudhari, Technical Representative and Head of Office, UNDP Qatar, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to you all. On behalf of all of us in the United Nations Working Group on Business and Human Rights, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to this inaugural Business and Human Rights Dialogue in Arab states. As you already know, our working group was established by the UN Human Rights Council in 2011 to be at the forefront of disseminating and promoting awareness on the United Nations Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, which we refer to as the UNGPs. And as part of our mandate, it is our pleasure to collaborate with the Qatar National Human Rights Committee, the Arab Network of National Human Rights Institutions, the Global Alliance of National Human Rights Institutions, GANRI, the Office of the UN High Commissioner on Human Rights, OHCHR, the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and other co-organizers and partners, especially the government of Qatar, for hosting us. The theme of this year's forum is charting the course for responsible practices in the Arab States region, which is very timely. These are indeed challenging and rapidly changing times for our world and for the Arab region specifically. Business activities in key sectors are at the heart of the three planetary emergencies facing our world, namely the problem of climate change, the rapid loss of biodiversity, pollution, all of which pose very significant problems, especially more so to the Arab region, arguably more so than to any other region in the world. At the same time, with increased focus by Arab states on entrepreneurship, economic diversification, and sustainability, many businesses in the region are seeking innovative ways to access global markets with their goods, services, and technologies. As legislations on human rights due diligence and corporate responsibility emerge across the world, including the EU Directive on Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence, which aim to restrict goods made from irresponsible and unfair labor conditions from EU supply chains, it is crystal clear that states and businesses that fail to respond risk being left behind in a rapidly changing, right-based global economy. Our working group has therefore welcomed with great optimism the increased pace of awareness, raising workshops, conferences, and events on business and human rights by governments, businesses, national human rights institutions, civil society actors, academia, and the legal community across the Arab region. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we need to build on these achievements. With close to 40 countries across the world now adopting national action plans on business and human rights, our working group notes that no Arab state has adopted a national action plan on business and human rights, and we strongly hope that this dialogue will start an important conversation in this regard. Some of our latest reports, which you can find on our working group's website, especially our report on developing a national action plan on business and human rights, highlight examples of best practices in this regard. The business and human rights agenda is a call for win-win solutions that sustain accelerated trade and investment in Arab states without jeopardizing human rights. A win for Arab businesses in terms of unlocking new technologies, accessing global markets with their products, and unlocking clean energy and sustainable entrepreneurial solutions is a win for human rights, especially for the right to a clean and healthy environment. On the other hand, a win for human rights is a win for businesses, especially in terms of mitigating reputational and regulatory risk, cementing host community support, and having a motivated and dedicated workforce, among others. We therefore hope that this inaugural dialogue will provide us a safe and inclusive space to unlock such win-win solutions that will lead to the rapid uptake and implementation of the UNGPs across this important region. Of course, while also paying attention to those in most marginalized and vulnerable situations and providing access to remedy for harms that occur. This dialogue is a UN platform for exchange, learning, and networking on issues relating to business and human rights. Everyone in this dialogue should therefore be able to participate and express their opinions in a safe and meaningful manner without fear of intimidation or reprisals of any sort. I therefore wish to underline our commitment to ensure that this dialogue remains a safe and inclusive space for constructive dialogue, as well as our zero tolerance for any act of intimidation and reprisal for participating in this dialogue. On behalf of the UN Working Group on Business and Human Rights, I would like to thank the organizing team, particularly the Qatar National Human Rights Committee, for their leadership and dedication in putting together this timely dialogue. Let me also take this opportunity to thank all of you who attended our last annual forum in Geneva in 2023. I would also like to cordially invite you to our next forum, the 13th annual forum on business and human rights, which will take place just next month, 25th to 27th of November in Geneva, under the theme, Realizing a Smart Mix of Measures to Protect Human Rights in the Context of Business Activities. And of course, there will be important sessions on smart mix, including how to develop a national action plan, responsible trade and investment, the role of youth, innovation and SMEs, just transition, and so on and so forth. I hope you will be able to join us in person in Geneva or online. And of course, I'm available today or tomorrow to answer any question in this regard. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much for your kind attention, and I wish you all a productive and rewarding dialogue. Shukran jazilan.